My heart stopped the moment I realized my daughter, Lily, had taken the $50,000 I'd spent years saving for her future and handed it to her stepmom, Sarah, as a thank you for being a better mom. I'm a 50-year-old single mom, a CFO in Seattle who poured every ounce of love into that money, only to be betrayed by my own flesh and blood. This isn't just a story. It's a raw, gut-wrenching journey of a mother's sacrifice, a daughter's deception, and a comeback that'll leave you stunned. Stick with me to see how I turned pain into power and made Lily face the truth. If you love stories of resilience and redemption, hit that subscribe button and share where you're watching from, city, time, whatever. Let's build a community that gets it. You won't believe how this unfolds. The rain's coming down in sheets, slapping against the floor-to-ceiling windows of my 14th floor office in downtown Seattle. It's a gray, relentless city, the kind that soaks you to the bone and makes you question why you ever left your bed. I'm 50, a single mom, and the CFO of a tech startup that's always one bad pitch from going under. My desk is a battlefield of spreadsheets, Post-it notes, and coffee cups stained with lipstick I don't have time to reapply. The clock says 8:47 p.m., but I'm still here, crunching numbers, chasing a dream that's not even mine. It's all for Lily, my 25-year-old daughter, who's got my dark eyes and a smile that could stop traffic, but not a shred of ambition to match. Lily's my everything, even if she's a goddamn mess. She's jobless, living in a fancy Capitol Hill apartment I pay for, always texting me for cash to buy some overpriced handbag or VIP tickets to a concert she'll forget by next week. And I give in every single time, because when I look at her, I see the little girl who used to cling to my leg, giggling as we dodged rain puddles at Pike Place Market. I've been pouring my soul into a savings account for her, $50,000, scraped together over years of skipped dinners, secondhand clothes, and nights spent staring at my laptop instead of sleeping. It's my lifeline to her, my way of saying, I love you, even if she doesn't hear it. I dream of her using it to start a business, maybe a boutique or a cafe, something to pull her out of her rut and into a life she can be proud of. I lean back in my chair, the city's neon glow bleeding through the rain-streaked glass. My reflection looks tired, crow's feet deeper than they should be, hair streaked with gray I haven't had time to dye. I think back to the early days after the divorce, when it was just me and Lily against the world. She was 7, her pigtails bouncing as we wandered through the market, her tiny hand in mine, pointing at the fishmongers tossing salmon like they were playing catch. "Mommy, look!" she'd squeal, and I'd laugh, even though I was broke, juggling 2 jobs and a custody battle. I'd buy her a hot chocolate and we'd sit by the water, the Puget Sound shimmering like it held all our secrets. Those moments felt like enough, like they'd carry us forever. Now, Lily barely calls unless she needs something. Her dad, my ex, remarried years ago to Sarah, a woman I used to call a friend until she stabbed me in the back. We worked together at a consulting firm, and she took credit for a project I poured my heart into, snatching a VP promotion that should have been mine. I still remember the boardroom, the way her smile twisted as she presented my data, my ideas, while I sat there voiceless, my career slipping through my fingers. Now she's Lily's stepmom, the one who shows up with homemade cookies and Instagram captions about family. Lily eats it up, texting me about Sarah's perfect dinner parties, her cozy movie nights. "Sarah's always there," Lily said once, her voice sharp like I wasn't. It stung, but I swallowed it. Told myself the $50,000 would show her what I've given up, what I've fought for. I sip my cold coffee, the bitterness matching the ache in my chest. I've spent years building a world for Lily, brick by brick, sacrifice by sacrifice. Every late night, every missed vacation, every time I said no to a date or a girls' trip, it was for her. I picture her opening that savings account one day, her eyes lighting up, maybe even tearing up as she realizes, Mom did this for me. I imagine her hugging me like she did when she was little, her arms tight around my waist. That hope keeps me going, even when my bones ache and my inbox feels like a prison. But there's a crack in that dream, one I don't want to admit. Lily's texts are colder now, her visits rarer. She talks about Sarah like she's the sun, while I'm just the ATM that keeps her life shiny. I push the thought away, staring at the spreadsheet on my screen, the numbers blurring. I tell myself it's fine. She's young, lost, figuring it out. The money will bridge the gap between us, show her I'm more than the mom who's always working. I close my laptop. The office is quiet except for the rain's steady drum. I'm tired, but I'm not done. Not yet. For Lily, I'll keep going, because that's what love is. Giving everything, even when it hurts, even when you're not sure they'll ever see it. The rain's still pounding outside, a Seattle evening that feels like the sky's crying for me. I'm in my apartment, a cramped one-bedroom overlooking a soggy street, the kind of place that smells like damp wood and regret. It's 9:03 p.m., and I'm standing in my tiny kitchen, the microwave humming as it warms up last night's Thai takeout. My phone buzzes on the counter, the screen lighting up with Lily's name. My heart lifts. Maybe she's calling to chat, to bridge the gap that's grown between us. I pick up, expecting her usual whine about needing cash for some frivolous thing. Instead, her voice cracks through the line, raw with panic. "Mom, I'm in trouble," she sobs. "I'm in Thailand, got in a bad accident. My leg's messed up, really bad. They're saying I need surgery right now or it could get infected, maybe even amputated." The world stops. My daughter, my Lily, half a world away, hurt. The takeout beeps, but it's just white noise. My hands shake as I grab my laptop. The screen's glow harsh against my eyes. "What happened? Are you okay?" I stammer, my voice high and tight. She's crying, words tumbling out. Car crash, hospital, emergency. "I need $50,000 for the surgery, Mom, please." I don't hesitate. I log into our joint savings account, the one I've poured my life into, $50,000 built from years of skipped vacations and late nights. My fingers fumble, but I hit transfer, sending every cent to her account. My vision blurs with tears as I imagine her in a sterile hospital bed, scared and alone. "Don't come yet," she says, her voice softening. "I'm not back in the States. Sarah's here, taking care of me." Sarah, her stepmom, my old coworker who screwed me over. Relief washes over me. Someone's with her. "Just get better, baby," I whisper, my throat tight. I hang up, collapse onto the couch, and pray she's safe. 3 days later, I'm still a wreck, sipping cold coffee at my kitchen counter, the city's gray light filtering through the blinds. I haven't heard from Lily, but I tell myself she's recovering, maybe too weak to call. My phone pings, an email from the bank. I open it, expecting a routine statement. Instead, the subject line hits like a punch. "Account balance update 1247. My stomach drops, a sick, twisting feeling. I click through, heart pounding, and check the transaction history. There it is. $50,000 transferred out, not to a hospital or a medical account, but to one I don't recognize. My hands tremble as I dial Lily, my voice barely steady. "What the hell did you do with the money?" I ask, clinging to the hope it's a mistake. Silence stretches, heavy and cold. Then her voice comes, sharp as a blade. "I gave it to Sarah. A thank you for being there for me, unlike you who just throws cash at problems." The words slam into me, each one a shard of glass. I grip the phone, my knuckles white, the room tilting. "You... what?" I choke out. "Sarah's been more of a mom than you ever were," she says, her tone flat like she's reading a script. She's there for me, not just wiring money from some office. I can't breathe. The phone slips in my hand, my chest caving in. Sarah, the woman who stole my career dreams years ago, who took credit for my work and left me humiliated in a boardroom, now has my life savings, handed over by my own daughter. Lily lied to me, spun a story about a broken leg in a hospital bed, and I fell for it, heart first. I stumble to the window, the Seattle skyline blurred through my tears. The neon lights flicker, mocking me, as if the city itself knows I'm a fool. I see flashes of Lily as a kid, her gap-toothed grin when I'd sneak her ice cream before dinner, her tiny arms around my neck after a nightmare. I gave up everything for her, weekends, sleep, my own damn happiness. And this is what I get? A lie so cruel it feels like she's ripped my heart out and handed it to Sarah on a platter. I slide to the floor, the hardwood cold against my legs, and let out a sob that's half rage, half grief. My daughter didn't just betray me. She erased me, reduced me to a bank account she could raid for someone else. Sarah, of all people, the woman who's already taken so much. I stare at the empty takeout container, the smell of curry sour now, and wonder how I missed this. How I let my love for Lily blind me to who she's become. The rain keeps falling, a steady drum that feels like it's burying me. I'm not just hurt, I'm shattered, every piece of me questioning why I ever thought love could be bought with sacrifice. Lily's words echo, each one a fresh cut. Unlike you, who just throws cash at problems. I gave her everything, and she gave it away, like my years of struggle were nothing. I don't know what's worse, the lie about the accident or the truth that she thinks Sarah's better. I sit there, alone in the dark, the city humming outside, and feel the weight of it all crashing down. My daughter, my purpose, my whole world just turned it all to ash. The rain hasn't let up, a relentless Seattle curtain that mirrors the storm in my head. I haven't slept since Lily's call last night. Her words, Sarah's more of a mom than you, cutting deeper with every replay. I'm pacing my apartment, the hardwood creaking under my bare feet, the city's sodium vapor glow slicing through the blinds like accusations. My eyes are raw, my coffee's cold, and the takeout container from last night sits on the counter, a sour reminder of the moment my world imploded. I'm 50, a single mom who's bled for her kid, and now I'm nothing to her but a wallet she emptied for Sarah, the woman who's already stolen so much from me. The $50,000 I scraped together, years of skipped meals, late nights, and dreams I buried, is gone. Gifted to my old coworker who once smiled as she passed off my work as hers in a boardroom, snatching a promotion that should have been mine. I stop pacing, my reflection caught in the dark window. I look like hell. Hair a mess, face puffy from crying, but something shifts. The hurt is still there, a jagged thing in my chest, but it's hardening into something else. Rage. I flash back to Lily at 16, blowing out birthday candles in our old rental, her face lit up as I clapped, hiding the fact that I'd pulled an all-nighter to pay for that cake. I see her at 10, curled up in my lap after a nightmare, my arms her safe place. I gave her everything, every damn piece of me, and she lied to my face, spun a story about a broken leg to trick me into handing over my life's savings. And for what? To thank Sarah, who's probably laughing her ass off right now, I'm using my money to play big shot at her company. I grab my phone, scrolling through Lily's Instagram out of some masochistic need to understand. There's a new post from Sarah, a glossy photo of her at a corporate event captioned, "Big things coming thanks to a personal investment." My blood boils. I recognize the event from LinkedIn. It's tied to a new project she's been hyping, funded by her money. My money, the $50,000 I poured my soul into, now propping up her ego. I slam the phone down, the crack of it hitting the counter, echoing in the quiet. Fuck this, I mutter to the empty room. I'm done being the sucker, the invisible mom who sacrifices everything just to be spit on. Lily's words burn. You just throw cash at problems, but they're waking me up. I'm not just her mother. I'm a goddamn CFO who's clawed her way through a cutthroat industry, and I've got fight left in me. I pour a glass of wine, the cheap kind that stings going down, and sit at my kitchen table, papers scattered like a crime scene. I pull up the bank records, tracing the transfer. The numbers stare back, cold and final. $50,000 to an account I don't know, but I'm betting it's Sarah's. I think of confronting Lily, storming to her apartment and shaking sense into her. But what's the point? She's made her choice. Instead, I open my laptop, the screen's blue light harsh against the dark. I start digging, pulling up Sarah's LinkedIn, her company's press releases, anything that might confirm what she's done with my money. A post catches my eye. She's pitching her project to investors next week, claiming it's her vision. I laugh, a bitter sound that doesn't feel like mine. Vision, she's got none. She's just a thief, and I'm not letting her get away with it. I think back to that boardroom years ago, Sarah's smug smile as she presented my data, my ideas, while I sat frozen, too shocked to speak. I swore I'd never let her win again, but here I am, betrayed by her and my own daughter. The wine burns my throat, but it's fueling something, a fire I haven't felt in years. "You want to play dirty, Sarah?" I say to the empty room. "Fine, I'll show you both." I'm not just Lily's doormat or Sarah's victim. I've built budgets that saved companies, negotiated deals that made millionaires sweat. I start jotting notes, bank records, emails, contacts who might know Sarah's moves. This isn't about tears anymore, it's about power, and I'm taking mine back. The city hums outside, oblivious to the war I'm starting. Lily's betrayal is a knife, but it's sharpening me, cutting away the part that thought love meant giving until I had nothing left. I'm done begging for her to see me. I'm done letting Sarah steal my life. The rain drums on, but it's not drowning me anymore. It's daring me to fight. The Seattle dawn creeps through my apartment blinds, gray and heavy, like the city's holding its breath for me. I'm still reeling from Lily's betrayal, her voice. Sarah's more of a mom than you, a splinter lodged in my heart. Last night's rage hasn't faded. It's crystallized into something sharp, a weapon I'm ready to wield. I'm slumped at my kitchen table, the empty wine glass from yesterday staring back like a silent witness. My laptop screen glows with bank records. $50,000, my life savings, wired to an account I'm certain belongs to Sarah, who's parading it as her own investment for a shiny new project at her company. I'm done being the mom who gives everything just to be trampled. Today, I'm drawing lines in the sand and I'm playing to win. I start with Lily, my 25-year-old daughter who thinks I'm an ATM with feelings. I log into every account tied to her, credit cards, Venmo, the auto pay for her overpriced Capitol Hill apartment, and shut them down one by one. My fingers tremble over the confirm buttons, a flash of her at 5 years old, pigtails bouncing as she begged for ice cream, flickering in my mind. I push it away. She's not that kid anymore. She's the woman who lied about a life-threatening accident to scam me for Sarah. I fire off a text, cold as the Seattle fog. "Sarah's your mom now. Let her pay your bills." My phone buzzes instantly, a laughing emoji, then, "You're bluffing, Mom. Chill." I'm not. I block her number, the act like slamming a steel door shut. The silence that follows is heavy, but it's also a release, like I've cut a rope that's been strangling me for years. Next, I turn to Sarah, the snake who's been biting me since our days at the consulting firm. I can still see her in that boardroom years ago, her polished smile as she presented my data, my ideas, stealing a VP promotion while I sat there, gutted. Now she's done it again, using my $50,000 to play star executive. I open my laptop, the screen's blue light harsh against the dim room, and pull up her LinkedIn. Her latest post brags about her personal investment in a new project, a tech pilot she's pitching to investors next week. My jaw clenches. I know her game, and I'm not letting her win this time. I call Jen, an old colleague still at Sarah's firm, her voice crackling through my earbuds as I pace the hardwood floor. "Jen, I need you to dig into Sarah's new project," I say, keeping my tone even, though my blood's boiling. "I think she's lying about where the money came from." Jen hesitates, then agrees, promising to snoop discreetly. By midday, she emails me a goldmine. Internal memos where Sarah claims my $50,000 as her own seed capital, plus a bank receipt linking the transfer to my account. It's a loaded gun, and I'm ready to pull the trigger. But this isn't just about Sarah. I need to rebuild, to prove I'm more than Lily's doormat or Sarah's punching bag. I've been dodging emails from a rival startup across town, a rising player in fintech that's been hunting for a CFO. I've stayed loyal to my current gig, too tied to the life I built for Lily, but screw that. I reply to their latest offer, scheduling an interview for tomorrow. I spend the afternoon prepping, my resume a war map of every battle I've won, mergers I pulled off in crisis, budgets I balanced when CEOs panicked. I'm not just good, I'm fucking phenomenal, and it's time I owned it. I pull my best blazer from the closet, the one I wore when I saved my company from a lawsuit, and lay it out like armor. The next morning, I walk into their glass tower in Belltown, the Puget Sound glittering outside like it's rooting for me. The office smells like ambition and overpriced coffee, the kind of place where dreams are built or broken. The CEO, a tech bro with a man bun and too many buzzwords, leans forward as I pitch myself. Streamlined operations, aggressive growth, no excuses. I talk numbers, strategy, my voice steady despite the ache in my chest from Lily's betrayal. They offer me the job on the spot. 6 figures, equity, a corner office. I sign the contract, my pen gliding like it's carving my name into the world again. For the first time in years, I feel solid. Like I'm standing on my own 2 feet, not just carrying Lily's weight. Back home, I pour another glass of wine, the city's lights twinkling through the rain like they're in on my plan. I save Jen's emails, the receipts, every piece of evidence against Sarah, organizing them like a general prepping for battle. The rain's softer now, a murmur against my window like it's whispering, "Keep going." I'm not just fighting for my money, I'm fighting for the woman I forgot I was. The one who built a career from nothing, who raised a kid alone while the world tried to break her. Lily and Sarah think they've got me figured out, but they don't know shit. I'm coming for what's mine, and they're about to learn who I really am. The Seattle sky is a bruise of clouds, heavy and low, as I stand in my new office, the city's pulse thrumming below. It's been a week since I cut Lily off, credit cards, rent, everything, and blocked her number, the silence both a wound and a shield. The evidence against Sarah sits on my desk, a stack of printed emails and bank receipts, each one a bullet in my arsenal. Jen's intel confirmed it. Sarah's been passing off my $50,000 as her own, funding her pet project to dazzle investors. My rage has settled into something colder, sharper, like a scalpel ready to cut. But Lily's betrayal, her lie about the accident, her claim that Sarah's the better mom, still burns, a raw ache I can't shake. I'm not just fighting for my money anymore. I'm fighting for the truth, for the woman I've been too busy sacrificing to remember. My phone's been quiet, but I know Lily's feeling the fallout. Jen mentioned rumors. Lily's been kicked out of her Capitol Hill apartment. Her cards declined at every coffee shop she haunts. I try not to picture her, my 25-year-old daughter, stranded, but the image creeps in. Her dark eyes, so like mine, wide with panic. I push it down, focusing on the boardroom meeting I've orchestrated at Sarah's company. I called in a favor with an old board member, convincing him to let me present new information about Sarah's project. As I slip into my blazer, the same one I wore to land my new job, I feel like a warrior suiting up. The Puget Sound glints outside, a silver promise of justice. The boardroom is all glass and ego, the Seattle skyline framing the suits around the table. Sarah's there, her smile tight, sensing something's off. I stand, my voice steady, and lay out the evidence like a prosecutor. Bank records showing my $50,000 transferred to her account, her memos claiming it as her personal investment. The board's faces go pale, then hard. Sarah stammers, her polished facade cracking, but it's too late. The chairman cuts her off, voice like ice. "You're done here." By noon, she's escorted out, her career in ashes. I walk out, the rain starting again, and feel a weight lift. Not joy, but power. I've taken Sarah down, exposed her for the thief she is. That evening, I'm pouring tea in my apartment. The kettles hiss, a rare moment of calm, when there's a frantic knock at the door. It's Lily, mascara streaking her cheeks, her designer coat soaked through. "Mom, please," she sobs, voice breaking. I screwed up. I'm so sorry. She's a mess, hair plastered to her face, eyes red from crying. I see the little girl who'd crawl into my bed during storms, but I also see the woman who lied, who handed my life savings to Sarah. My heart twists, but I keep my face stone cold. You chose Sarah, I say, my voice low, steady. Go back to her. She slumps against the doorframe, begging, I got kicked out, Mom. My cards don't work. Sarah called me a problem and shut me out. I should feel vindicated, but it hurts. Her pain is still my pain, even now. I close the door, her sobs muffled on the other side, and lean against it, my breath ragged. I flash back to her at 12, sitting at this same kitchen table, drawing me pictures while I balanced budgets. I thought love was enough to keep us close, but I was wrong. I open my laptop, checking my email out of habit. There's a message from Jen. Sarah's firing is the talk of the industry. I should feel triumphant, but Lily's face lingers, her desperation a mirror of my own when Sarah stole my promotion years ago. I call her against my better judgment, needing to know if she's learned anything. I was wrong, she says, voice small. Sarah used me. She told me you didn't care, that the money was just guilt. I grip the phone, my knuckles white. Sorry doesn't bring back $50,000, I say, or undo the knife you stuck in me. You chose her, Lily. Live with it. I hang up, the apartment silent except for the rain's soft patter. I'm not the same woman who cried herself dry last week. Taking down Sarah, signing with the new company, it's reminded me who I am. Not just Lily's mom, not Sarah's victim, but a woman who's built empires from nothing. I look out at the city, the Space Needle cutting through the fog, and feel a shift. I'm not just surviving this betrayal, I'm rewriting my story. Lily's out there, facing her consequences, and for the first time, I'm letting her. But the ache remains, a quiet reminder that love doesn't vanish, even when it's bruised. I'm not done fighting. For me, for the truth, for the life I deserve. The Seattle drizzle weaves a soft curtain outside my apartment, the city's lights bleeding into a hazy glow that feels like a truce after weeks of storms. It's been a month since I closed the door on Lily's tear-soaked pleas, her betrayal, handing my $50,000 to Sarah, her stepmom, under the guise of a life-or-death lie, still a raw wound. Exposing Sarah's theft in that boardroom, watching her career crumble, was a clean victory. But Lily's words, Sarah's more of a mom than you, linger like a bruise I can't ignore. I'm 50, a single mom who poured everything into my daughter, only to be reduced to a checkbook she cashed for someone else. Yet, standing in my kitchen, the kettle hissing, I feel something new. Not just anger, but a spark of myself. The woman I buried under years of sacrifice. I'm not drowning anymore. I'm rebuilding. One morning, an email arrives, a scanned letter from Lily, her handwriting uneven, ink smudged like she wrote it in a hurry. She's working at a retail store in Fremont, living in a cramped studio that reeks of mildew, a far cry from the Capitol Hill loft I once funded. I was wrong about Sarah, she writes. She manipulated me. Said you didn't care, that your money was just guilt. I'm sorry I didn't see what you gave up for me. The words hit hard, unpolished and raw. I read it by my window, the Seattle skyline fading into the dawn's gray mist. I see Lily at 10, sprawled on the same floor with crayons, drawing me as a superhero with a crooked cape. My throat tightens, a pang of love mixed with wariness. She's trying, and that stirs something. Pride, maybe. But I'm not ready to open that door. Not yet. I fold the letter, slip it into a drawer with my mother's old locket, and turn back to my life, the one I'm claiming for myself. My new job at the rival startup is a revelation. I'm steering a fintech app that's making waves, TechCrunch splashing my name across articles like I'm some kind of prodigy. The office is a sleek maze of glass and steel, perched above the Puget Sound, where ferries glide like they're carrying my old doubts away. I'm not just surviving here, I'm thriving. Late nights don't feel like a grind anymore. They're fuel for a fire I didn't know I still had. I walk into board meetings, my heels clicking with purpose, and lay out strategies that make CEOs sit up straight. Last week, the board handed me a promotion and stock options, a stake in a future I'm building. I catch my reflection in the office windows, gray streaks in my hair, but my eyes are sharp, alive, like I've woken up after a long sleep. I'm not just Lily's mom or Sarah's victim. I'm a woman who's damn good at her game, and it feels like coming home. With my first bonus, I do something I'd never have dared before. I book a solo trip to Hawaii. White sand, turquoise waves, no one to answer to but myself. I walk into a boutique and buy a black leather jacket, sleek and defiant, the kind I'd have called frivolous a year ago. I wear it to a bar with coworkers, laughing over martinis, the sound bright and unfamiliar, like a song I forgot I knew. I'm living, not just bankrolling someone else's life. The real triumph, though, is Second Start, the charity I launched for single moms to learn skills like coding or accounting. I name it after the second chance I'm giving myself. The launch event is in a rundown community center, folding chairs creaking under women with tired eyes and fierce hearts. I stand at the podium, the room smelling of old coffee and hope, and tell them, "You're enough. You've always been enough." My voice cracks, and I'm talking to them, to me, to the woman who forgot how to fight for herself. The applause is soft but real, and I carry it home like a trophy. I check Lily's social media late at night, when the city's quiet and my guard's down. She's posted a grainy photo of herself in an apron, smiling at a customer behind a cluttered counter. It's not the Instagram perfect life she chased, but it's hers, earned. I remember her at 15, sneaking my lipstick to play dress up, her giggle echoing in our old rental. The memory stings, but it also sparks something. Hope, maybe, that she's finding her way. She's fighting her own battles, and I'm letting her. A few days ago, a bank notification popped up, a $500 deposit from Lily labeled repayment. It's a fraction of the $50,000, but it's a start, a quiet promise. I don't call her, but I save the receipt, tucking it next to her letter. It's not forgiveness, not yet, but it's a bridge, fragile and new. I sip tea in my apartment, the rain a soft murmur, the Space Needle glowing through the mist like a beacon. I'm not waiting for Lily's approval or Sarah's downfall to feel whole. I've built a life where I'm the center, not the shadow. I'm not just surviving, I'm soaring, and it feels like freedom. The Seattle air is crisp, the drizzle finally giving way to a rare patch of sunlight as I step into a Fremont coffee shop, the smell of roasted beans and warm pastries wrapping around me like a hug. It's been a year since I launched Second Start, my charity for single moms, and months since Lily's letter and that $500 repayment, a small gesture that lingers like a fragile thread between us. I'm 50, a CFO who's rebuilt her life from the ashes of betrayal, Lily's lie about a life-threatening accident, her handing my $50,000 savings to Sarah, her stepmom, with those cutting words, "Sarah's more of a mom than you." Taking down Sarah's career was a victory, but letting Lily face her consequences, eviction, rejection, reality, was harder, a choice that carved out a piece of my heart. Yet, standing here, I'm not the woman who sobbed on her apartment floor. I'm stronger, whole. And today, Lily's asked to meet me. I spot her behind the counter, her apron dusted with flour, her dark hair tied back in a messy bun. She looks different, steadier, less like the spoiled 25-year-old who broke me, and more like a woman finding her footing. Our eyes meet and she freezes, like she's not sure if I'll bolt. I nod, sliding into a corner booth, the wooden table scratched with initials from strangers' stories. She approaches, clutching an envelope, her hands trembling slightly. "Mom," she says, voice soft but clear, "I don't expect you to forgive me, but I need you to know I get it now." She slides the envelope across, a bank statement showing $50,000, every cent of what she took, saved from a year of retail shifts, late-night waitressing, and odd jobs. "I worked for this," she says, eyes wet. "I understand what you gave up for me, what that money meant." I lean back, the coffee shop's hum fading as I take her in. I see flashes of her at 12, doodling at my kitchen table while I juggled budgets, her laughter filling the gaps in my exhaustion. Her betrayal gutted me, turned my love into a weapon she wielded for Sarah, who manipulated her with lies about my absence. But here she is, not begging for a handout, not hiding behind excuses. I open the envelope, the numbers stark and real, and feel a knot loosen in my chest. Not forgiveness, not yet, but recognition. "You did this," I say, my voice steady, "but it doesn't erase what happened." She nods, tears spilling, and whispers, "I know. I just wanted you to see I'm trying." I think of calling her after Sarah's firing, when Lily admitted she'd been played. I'd hung up, too raw to bridge the gap. Now I see her effort, the grind behind that $50,000, and it stirs something. Pride, cautious and new. I don't keep the money. Instead, I tell her, I'm putting this into Second Start for women like me who need a chance. Her eyes widen, but she nods, understanding. "It's my way of loving you," I say, without strings, without losing myself. The words hang between us, heavy but honest. We're not back to Sunday brunches or heart-to-hearts, but we're not enemies either. We text now. Short updates about her job, my trips to Hawaii, my new leather jacket. It's a fragile peace, built on respect, not obligation. I walk out into the sunlight, the Space Needle glinting like it's winking at me. I flash back to those nights I cried over Lily, believing love meant bleeding myself dry. I was wrong. Love is boundaries, choosing yourself so you can choose others without disappearing. I think of Second Start's launch, standing in that community center telling single moms they're enough. I meant it for them, for me, for the woman who spent years thinking her worth was tied to Lily's needs. I've built a life now. Promotions, stock options, a charity that's changing lives. I'm not waiting for Lily's approval or Sarah's downfall to feel whole. I'm the hero of my own story, and that's enough. Life can break you, your own kid can rip your heart out, but you don't have to stay broken. I lost Lily for a while to find myself, and that's my victory. To anyone out there giving until it hurts, stop. You're worth more than their bullshit. Draw your line, build your life, be the goddamn star you were always meant to be. I walk down Fremont's quirky streets, the sun warm on my face, and feel it. Freedom, hard-won, and mine. Lily's learning her own lessons, and I'm learning mine. Love doesn't mean sacrifice. It means respect for yourself first, and that's the truest win of all. Thank you for walking through this messy, raw journey with me. If this story hit you hard, if you've ever had to set boundaries, lose someone you love, or fight to choose yourself, share your thoughts below. Your stories matter, and they remind us we're not alone in this. I'm grateful for every one of you who's listened, who gets that love doesn't mean losing yourself. Keep fighting for your worth, and I'll see you in the next story. Stay strong and take care.